Exactly 10 minutes after 7. Welcome to my banner, except that the subject is not a smiling issue. We're talking about striking nurses again. I remember sometime last week we had to deal with the same issue, except that it was a smaller group of psychiatric nurses at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Today, it's actually a coalition of unpaid nurses and midwives who are on an indefinite strike action. Two of them from two different hospitals in two regions have joined me in studio. My guest, Jefferson Asari Dankwa and Theophilus Kojo Do. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
So where are you coming from, Kojo?
I'm coming from Adidome Government Hospital.
Okay. And you've worked there for how long?
I've worked there for about 2.5 years now.
You haven't paid for how many of the years?
I started working in April 2013, and I was paid my first salary in June 2014.
If you say your first salary,
my
is
first
that the
3
first
months.
3 months?
Yes.
You started work in 2013?
Yes.
And you got your first pay?
In June 2014.
So you're owed how many months now?
11 months.
11 months.
Yep.
Amazing. Theophilus?
I'm Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
Apologies.
No problem.
Where do you work?
I work at Konongo Government Hospital, and now also as a supporting staff at Praso Health Center.
Okay. So how long have you been working?
I started work January 2013 and was paid November 2014.
You also have received just 3 months?
Just 3 months.
Okay. Is it the norm? What did you come to meet?
Actually, what was being done is, if we knew it was normal, but not this to this extent. Now it has turned up normal, because you work for a number of, let's say, 6 months, and you receive everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you used to come in bulk.
Yes.
So for instance, your first the first when the salary came,
I
the
worked
first
for
3
almost
months.
1 year, 3 months.
Okay.
So I was expecting like a whole 1 year, 3 months.
And then only 3 months came.
Then only 3 months came. So we were then told to fill a form, arrears form, in which you're going to be paid the whole arrears. And this arrears form is where the problem is coming from. You will fill it, you submit it. Submitting is a whole problem on its own. People are not willing to sign. Even if they signed.
Which people are not willing to sign?
You need your hospital administrator to sign. You need your hospital, your district health director to sign, and you need your regional health director to sign. So you need to go through all this process, and you submit it. After submission, that is when they will tell you they are going to audit, verify whether indeed you are qualified to be paid. But the sad part of the issue is you have already been verified before even you were employed. Because if they employed you through Ghana Health Service, you are given an appointment letter, you apply to the appointment letter, you go through all these same processes they are telling you to go through. Even if so, we don't have a problem. But we have filled the forms for close to 2 years. Now, nothing has been paid. The sad issue is some of us that we started work with, some have not been paid at all, not even the 3 months. Especially our sisters and brothers in Upper West. They have been owed 2.5 years now without salary. Not even 3 months without salary.
So this pushed you to form a coalition?
Yes, certainly.
Okay.
Actually, we know that when government employs nurses, their appointment letters come a little bit late. So it's been the norm that you'll be working before your salaries will be paid. And these salaries are usually paid in bulk. So all of us, especially those who were employed in 2013, we are of the hope that by the end of the day, our salaries will come. And this even compelled us. I schooled in Cape Coast, and so I have to be posted to the Volta region. And you can imagine, I have to go and rent. I have to take car or motor to work every day. I have to go to work every day. I have to eat. I have to drink. I have to change my uniform.
Are you married?
But I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
I have to.
And I'm sure you even have external responsibilities towards your family.
I'm the third in the family, and I don't have my father and my mother existing. So I have responsibility for my younger siblings. So it's a burden on us. And in 2013, November 2013, thereabout, they said a policy came that all those who are government-employed nurses or staff will be paid only 3 months, and they will fill the arrears from us, Jefferson just said. So all these things, in fact, most of us felt we were just being victims. And because this law shouldn't have taken retrospective effect on those who were employed before the policy came out. And with all these grievances, we thought it was good if we come together as a group to form the coalition and press home. So some media houses take the coalition as a different group from the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives.
But you're not?
Association. We are not. We are not. We are just a pressure group under Ghana Registered Nurses Association.
So what is your mother association saying about your coalition?
Yeah. Our mother association, that is Ghana Registered Nurses Association, we have their full backing. As we are speaking, this morning we've had several calls from other regional council executives, NGS on, we have their support. So we know as we are speaking, we have the full backing of our mother association.
What has your hospital told you, the administrator of your hospital, about the fact that you haven't been paid for such a long time?
They themselves are even worried because it's quite unfortunate. Majority of those that are performing the clinical duties are those that are not being paid. So you look at the psychological trauma they will be going through. Effectiveness of work will decrease. So they are aware, but they are not the paying masters. So what else would they do?
But they can at least try and facilitate the process, try and speed it up for you.
You will speed it, it will come and it will lock. You go to, at times you go there, it's not that we've not been meeting them. We started this way back last year, even last 2 years. Last year we went on a demonstration telling Ghanaians we are being owed this quite number of months. Government needs to pay. And we were called to ministry, health ministry, to clear our issues off the media. And we should meet the Deputy Minister of Health, Honorable Bampo, for discussions. We went there. He promised us 2 weeks. 2 weeks is going to facilitate the payment. And it is a year down the line. Today we are sitting here discussing the same issue. Is it a month, Honorable Haruna Idrusu, when we issued that we were going to have a sit-down strike, he also came out, tell us that he's going to pay in tranche. That is, August he'll pay some, September he'll pay the rest out of the 7,000 nurses. And we are here speaking about the same issue. We met and they said they are going to pay soon. Now they are not even giving a time limit. How soon will the soon
What
be?
have they told you the challenges are? Maybe there are real challenges.
We've been there. We've met so many people. We were at the audit service. We were at the ministry. We were at the Controlling Accountants General Department. Nobody has been frank with us and told us that, yes, this is the issue. All they will tell you is, see your letter. I have received your letter. I'm going to issue payment. See your letter. I've received it. I'm going to issue payment. But you should know that we have responsibilities as any Ghanaian do. Some of us, we cater for our families. And others, they are married with kids. So looking at the standard of living in Ghana here, and others not being paid at all, you realize the feeling. And if you come to the hospital, you expect that you receive a warmly welcome. And somebody who is psychologically not fit. When you are going into health, WHO will tell you that health is in its totality, from your head to your toe, your mental, your social, every aspect of you. So if I, the health provider, is not having that total, absolutely health, how do you expect me to give a client, a dying soul, the maximum output I can give? That is where we are disturbed, because we are mostly in the villages. These are grandparents, the poor ones that are the ones that fall prey to these issues. Right now, as I am here. My facility, I take charge of everything, even including purchase. I work extra apart from my working duties because the staff are not there. So I need to do.
So how many nurses, for instance, in the hospital where
my
you serve in
facility.
Konongo? Yes.
Konongo, for Konongo, it's quite a number. But where I am working as a supporting staff nurse, Praso, we are about only 15 nurses and enrolled nurses. I am only the registered nurse. They are all enrolled nurses.
Okay, but what's the difference? Do they pay them as well?
No. We all there are victims of this issue. So today, it's a hell. I am here.
So it means all 15 won't go to work?
That is it. That is the situation. And it's not that we are being wicked on our client. No, we feel for them. But likewise, they have rights for life. We also have say.
Sure. Theophilus, how have you been surviving?
Oh, it has not been very easy in that, as I said earlier on, you have to borrow money from friends, relatives, and sometimes banks. And these monies are appreciating. The person tells you, okay, maybe a money lender, you took the money from a money lender, and the person tells you, in 2 months, I'll take my money with 30% interest. In that, because you had the word from the authorities that will be paying you, and these monies didn't come at the end of the 2 months. So it means there is accumulation on the interest, and it continues like this. Sometimes we walk in town and you cannot raise up your head because you pass and they call it, oh, that's the Laboroness, that's the Nana Borones, and the Nana Boro here is not the Nana Boro I hired there. It's the Nana Boro that is borrowing money. You see, so it has not been easy for us at all. Some of us will go to work on empty stomachs and come back. Maybe you just get some cocoa or something to take. It's not been easy. Some people have to abandon their family. Some are married. They cannot stay. They cannot keep their children and their family with them, because if everybody is with them, how can they survive?
The facility that you work with in Ho, am I right? At Didome.
Yeah.
How many nurses are there? How many of them find themselves in the same situation?
In Adidome Hospital, we have about 15 nurses that are affected.
Okay.
And the whole total population of the nurses will be as 35.
Okay.
So that basically tells you that half of the nursing population in Adidome Government Hospital are down and will not be at work today. As I'm speaking to you, I'm in charge at the psychiatry unit. I'm a psychiatric nurse. And as I'm speaking with you, the place is locked because there is nobody to be there.
Well, because all of you nurses at the psychiatric block or wing have been affected.
Not all of us at the psychiatric block or wing. Mm-hmm. I am an individual. There might be somebody who is, there are other colleagues who are the psychiatric wings that are also affected. And if those people are also not going to work, because we have said that nobody nobody should go near the hospital. Anyone that is affected should not go.
So who is calling the strike? Is it your mother association or this is the coalition?
The coalition of unpaid nurses have accumulated much grief and are saying that as of now, the camel's back has been broken and it cannot move forward again until we receive these monies in our accounts.
What, you haven't been paid for such a long time, but you were still going to work.
Yes, we are going to work. I'm not cutting you short. We are going to work because of the assurances that were being given and the promises that were being given. And that is why we are telling our colleagues that we are no longer going to take words, promises, or assurances. We are going to only go strictly to the fact that we get messages from our banks that these monies have entered into our accounts and we are being paid. When this happens, we will not expect anybody to call us. We know where we work already. We will just pick our needles, our syringes, everything that we take to work, or pens, and go to work.
Amazing. Because I was just going to ask, what has changed? I mean, you had been surviving whichever way, so why don't you just simply continue and, let's see what happens? Why have you decided to take this hard action?
It has gotten to a time that we're trying, but it's not forthcoming. Yes, it's very sad. I seek a consent before what I'm going to say, I'm saying. A friend of ours was arrested at work because he borrowed. He was posted to Sefshi. I don't want to mentioned it at the hospital. Because he borrowed at a financial institution to pay for rent and other things because he knows nobody there. 2 years down the lane, he has not received anything. And the financial institution arrested the guy at the facility.
Wow. So where is he now?
We just solicited for funds from ourselves, and we paid and we made arrangements with the financial institution as to how we're going to pay the rest. So right now, as we talk, we still owe. But that is the situation on ground. I am pleading with donors and people that are willing to help our health system to come down. If you sit in Accra, Kuala Lumpur, Raid, you wouldn't feel that there's their own problem, but you wouldn't feel the impact the health system is getting down. Because if this nurse I'm talking about, who has been arrested, he is an in charge in a facility and was arrested, what's the credibility?
Is he still practicing?
Right now, it has become, it's psychologically it's not fit.
So what are you guys thinking? I mean, are you thinking of, getting another profession altogether because obviously this is not working?
Some of us has even started other things. And some are even planning to travel. And that wasn't our initiation.
Travel to where?
Some, we read, we are educated. So we know what we can do to get other things going. But we have been trained as a nurse. And if you are a nurse, you are a nurse. There's nothing you can do. You cannot teach. You cannot. The only thing maybe is you turn onto the street and do likewise as they are doing.
Theophilus,
that we don't
what's the plan? I mean, are you going to stay in this profession? Because we keep coming back to the same issue.
I'm too proud to say I'm a nurse, especially specifically a psychiatric nurse. I'm so happy and I love what I do. I get motivation. I'm inspired by what I do. When I see my patients call me, oh, thank you for what you did for me the other day, I'm so much grateful to that. And I would not even consider leaving the nursing profession. No matter the degree or the qualification I get, I will always continue to be a psychiatric nurse. The unfortunate issue is that all these things, we are going through all this hardship, and the nurse does not have any, hospital bungalow. Hospital doesn't pay for the nurses' utility bills. Nothing. No allowances from even the facilities. So it's something, it's an indictment to the nursing fraternity, seriously. And that is the reason we are saying that we have backing from our mother association. It's not been easy for us at all. Most of us are going to work just because of the what we get from the appreciation and the motivation that we see in our patients recovering. You go to a facility and you see somebody who has been suffering for some mental condition for a long time, and within a few months the person is fine and the person can function well. You are happy about that, and that is what kept me going.
How do you see this ending? Have you had calls, for instance, from the ministries that you deal with, health, employment, labor relations, since you called this action? Have they called you?
Yeah, we've had calls.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had calls from the labor minister, and she was assuring us that they will pay soon.
But you don't trust him? Because,
not specifically, I don't trust him. But
because, when I spoke with the psychiatric nurses from Accra, they said that he had come to their facility, promised them that by end September, you're going to see the monies reflect, and they didn't see it.
Yes.
So now everybody's waiting for that money to hit. So just like Theophilus said, we don't want words, but we want the prompt to come from the bank, and nobody will have to tell us to go back to work.
Yes.
That's why I said, but you don't trust his words, do
Sure,
you?
Definitely we don't, because this is not a first. Last year, Joy News, you covered it. And this year, same thing is repeating. So until when should we solve such simple issues? We are saying that, and our words are pay us. Because right now, as we sit, we don't have transportation to go to work. And that one, I should be frank about it. We don't have transportation.
But you guys travel to Accra. Why are you in Accra?
Definitely. Some of us are being sponsored by friends, family, other colleagues. We work. We shouldn't disgrace ourselves. We walk to your facility.
You
your
walk
premises.
from where?
We woke up around 4, started working from Dansoma. You wouldn't
Really?
believe it.
Seriously.
You wouldn't believe it. At times it's an indictment
maybe the
to call
makeup
yourself
artist could tell you.
sweat.
She has to clean the sweat, and we have to relax at the reception for a while before going for the makeup. So it's not easy. They've called us and they've made promises. We have said it. It is not about promises. It's not about we don't want anything. Just let the money, our money, hit our account, and then don't call us. Don't say anything to anybody. We will tell the people that our monies have come and we are at work. That's all.
So what's the plan? You're going to be in Accra till this problem is solved?
I can't stay in Accra.
How many of you are in Accra, by the way?
Some have went, so now we are about three people.
Okay, so a lot of you came?
Yes.
The regional coordinators.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your plan? That you thought you were coming to meet the sector ministers and the people who would facilitate the payment?
Meeting them was not our problem.
Meeting is not the
that is not our priority.
So you came to push so that you get the money?
That is it. We came to take a resolution. I can't sit here and tell you, let's go to strike. I'm coming from a region, he's coming from one. We all need to solicit for what is going on the ground. Do our people support us? Then, if so, this is it. Because we have crossed the stages where negotiations, everything come. Right now, if I go back and they tell me to come, the transportation to come is not there. So I have worked for it. And I will tell you that this is not illegal.
So the calls that you received,
yes.
What was it meant to be? I mean, to just assure you, or
they told us we should calm down, hold on with the strike, and that they are going to pay.
Which corners did the call come from?
Ministers have been calling.
Health?
For
labor.
health.
Labor. Okay.
Labor, yeah. Labor. But for health, we are yet to hear from them. But as we are saying, we were on TV last year and they called that immediately right after we should meet at the office, but it didn't materialize. Yeah. So now we are not banging our hopes on words. We are not banging our hopes on words because we need to work. I love what I do.
But you see, whilst you try to push this agenda of getting the monies paid into your account, there are people who cannot get the necessary help that they will need when they wake up and they go to the hospitals from today, yeah, because of your absence.
They should blame the government.
Yeah. All the blame should go to government.
They should blame the government.
Because we are in this position, we are finding ourselves because of government's failure to fulfill its bargain. We have been working and government kept assuring us, we will pay you, we will pay you, we will pay you. As I stated early on, most of us were paid in June, July, August last year. And a year and a half on, government has not been able to put us together to pay these monies. Excuse me for my language. To pay these monies, I think it's very unfortunate. And we have, as I told you, we kept working because we love the work we do. But now we don't think we can continue because we don't even know what will happen when next year comes. They might decide not to pay any monies that have been in arrears.
You know, the labor minister did say sometime last week that if you go on strike, at least you're speaking to the psychiatric nurses from Accra, that if you don't work for the period, you will not be paid.
That is where the problem lies. Who caused the Legality Fest? The Illegality Fest. You know, working for 6 months without salary, it in itself is illegal on the part of the employer. Sorry, you understand my point? You understand my basis. So if I've stayed cold, worked for 2 years, and you don't pay me, and now I say I'm going on strike, and you tell me it's illegal, we will look at that and understand.
Have you been to the Labour Commission?
Before we go there, I am thinking that if you are telling us because you are going on strike, an indefinite strike, of course, and because of that, you not pay us the money for August. It means that the promises they are even giving to us is in limbo. They have not made commitment to pay this money even in October. In October, as he's saying, that if we go on strike, it means we will not be paid monies in October. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Yes. You said we are
I get your thinking, but I am thinking that we won't pay you for October, but of course if we owe you before October, we're going to pay you.
Yes, I understand. And I'm saying that if you are telling us you are going to pay us very soon, and so we should go back to work as you are giving us the assurances. And you are also telling us that in October you are not going to give us the money. That means in October you are not even going to pay.
You understand?
So because we said we will go back to work if the monies are paid. So he's anticipating that in the whole of October we will not be paid. So we'll be in the house. So if that it is, when we get there, we'll see what to do.
But how does that make you feel? I mean, that's very
it's very irritating.
Analysis.
It's very irritating. It's very irritating because if somebody is telling you something, you have to also think critically. Why is this person telling me this? Okay, I'll not pay the rest of October. It's because he's sure that there's a saying ever that before somebody will, before a blind person will tell that I'll stone you, he already has the leg on a stone or holding one. And that is what I am thinking. That if you are telling us you not give us the money of our salary of October, and then it means that he's aware in October we'll not get our money and we'll continue to sit in the house. But when we get there, we'll cross.
Let me come in here. We have somebody who has been working for 2 years without salary.
In the 1 month.
Not even a salary. Not even 1 month. And the minister comes out and tells us that if you don't go to work, I wouldn't pay that person October salary. What's the minister talking about? When you talk, we also sit down and make our analysis. We deduce from what you are telling us.
Finally, on this matter, I told your colleagues from Accra, the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, that personally I would suggest that they make a call to the presidency, because I don't know if you follow the Black Queens, and I'll say it again. The president just made an order and they got their monies.
Thank you.
So have you thought about that?
Last year we served the presidency's office and we didn't even receive a reply to our letter. We have a copy of the letter.
So do it
I don't even believe the president got hold of our letter.
So we'll do it. We'll do it as you advise.
Just we'll try.
On this Black Queens issue, we are not even going there. But I was telling somebody that if that is the case, then we don't need ministers in Ghana. Because if the president will be outside Ghana and will order for monies to be paid to another sector, then it's likewise the minister should just say, okay, help do this. And if we don't need a health minister or otherwise. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If the president is supposed to designate people to do other things for him that he cannot do, and he will be called upon anytime there is crisis for him to intervene before things are solved, then I don't think we need ministers in Ghana.
Amazing. Listen, my prayer, I mean, I don't enjoy talking to you guys about your problems, even though you give me content. It's my prayer that this will be solved. It's not good that you are on the street, that you haven't been paid for 2 years. I mean, if we're not paid by the end of the month and we enter the week, I mean, everybody's expecting, Charlie, day 1, day 2, day 3, something will happen. Otherwise, people will start calling the chief executive officer. I can't believe that you guys haven't been paid for such a long time.
It's not easy.
That has been there.
I can't begin to imagine how you guys
At times, people don't believe it. I was interviewed in one of Sankofa US. And the person on the panel was saying, I don't trust what you are saying. People don't believe what we say.
Because
but it's
I can't survive the number of months that you guys have survived. That's the truth.
That is what we've been talking about. If I tell you people, the loans people, at times you can't say everything on air.
I get it.
But we are going through hell of time.
Well, hopefully somebody is solving the problem today.
We hope so.
We will do a follow-up and see what has happened after today.
Okay.
But I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for the difficulties and the challenges that you're going through right now.
My last words. I am telling all unpaid nurses throughout Ghana that nobody should go close to the hospital. We are on strike, and until our monies are paid, we are not going to work. Thank you.
What I would also like to say is, please, we have ministers. They shouldn't try to intimidate us.
Yeah. Is that what they're trying to do? Is that what they're doing?
Some points we're receiving calls.
We heard threatening message on radio.
They shouldn't try to intimidate us because we wouldn't succumb to intimidation. We are not being rude. No, that's not it. Else we wouldn't have waited 2 years, a year down the line. But this is how the situation has grown to be. So if you intimidate us, maybe we'll do something worse. You force me to the hospital, and it wouldn't be nice for you.
That's just Jefferson Asari Dankwa and Theophilus Kojo, my guests. They're all nurses, and they've been telling us about their issues. Hopefully, you guys can try and put some pressure on the authorities, and we can get this problem solved once and for all. Thank you for joining me on my banner. When we come back, we're talking Teachers' Day. Is there something to smile about? We will see.